Hi there, beautiful souls watching. Thank you. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. When I was younger and at the beginning of my, let's call it, soul journey after my mediumship trainment, I was kind of curious and I did a lot of stupid things and some kind of crazy experiments. And this is about one of these crazy experiments. It's called the mirror meditation, although it's not really a meditation. Somebody somewhere, I heard this, somebody told me about the mirror meditation, to sit in front of a mirror, get into the meditative state, and then open your eyes again and just stare and stare at the image in the mirror. And with some training or good luck, you will get some other different imagery that's kind of blending over your mirror image. So I tried that with a mirror of my beloved deceased husband, who is now my spirit guide as well. And he was very much into antique furniture, and I still have this antique clock from him that's sometimes interrupting in my videos because it's sounding half an hour and the full hour, but I like it like that because it's a different way of perceiving time. To me, that ticking of the old clock is like being in grandma's home and being totally happy and safe and everything is fine. That's how I perceive the ticking of the clock. Some people only perceive something like, oh, I have to go and do this and that, and the time is running so fast. To me, it's kind of relaxing, the ticking of this antique clock. So I took an antique mirror from my beloved husband, and I sat in front of it and I meditated, and then I opened my eyes and stared at the mirror image. And after some training and a little while, I really saw different images appearing and kind of blending over my mirror image in the mirror. But what I saw was so foreign and kind of strange and weird to me. It didn't make any sense because I saw these, I saw faces, young and old men and women, and they all had these kind of high rococo wigs on their head, these grey rococo wigs. And I don't feel any connection with that epoch and wearing a wig, or I can't even imagine that I incarnated in that period. I don't know. But it just doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't speak to me, and it does not touch me. So I don't feel any connection. There was just nothing. I was astonished and wondering and asking myself, what do these wig faces want to tell me? And I couldn't find an answer. And then sometime later, I visited friends of mine who are living in a different region from where I live, just 1 hour away. It's the region of where they grow the wine, one of the regions in Germany where they grow good wine. And he was a potato farmer, so he had a very, very deep connection with the earth and his land. And he also knew about Rudolf Steiner and the Waldorf schools and all that, so he knew about the elementals helping nature. And I mentioned that experience at the coffee table, and he just turned to me and asked me a question. He asked me, did you use an old mirror or a new one? And that was kind of, I got it. Because in an old mirror, many people have looked into that if it's several hundred years old. And maybe some of their energy is attached to the mirror. Because energy attaches to the rooms where you live in, what you live there, the anger, the pain, the happiness, everything is energy. and it's melting with the walls. That why wise people, when they change their houses and move into a new flat or a new house, they clean it of old energy by going around with some sage and burning it, or whatever, playing some special music that's for clearing of negative energy. There are many different possibilities how you can go about that. So I understood then that, of course, the Rococo Weeks were the people that used the mirror before. My husband bought it in some antique shop, and they were the pictures I was seeing. And of course, I did not have any relation with them. So after I got that, I went home and I took a new mirror from the bathroom that was only, I think, 1 year old, and no one else than me or my husband had looked into that. And I did the same procedure, and after a while, suddenly I got a different image, like overblending over my mirror image. And it was as if my face was getting longer, and in the end it turned out to be the face of a lion. That was startling to me because, I mean, I always loved cats, and I had cats as a child, and even my neighbor cat, the cat of my neighbors, is visiting me. What an honor. Thank you, dear one. And so with cats, I have no problem at all. I love them. The big cats, I feel great respect for them. But I wasn't really into lions or tigers or panthers or things like that. So I wondered about the lion head, and I couldn't place that. And I stayed with that unsolved question more or less for 12 years because I was ahead of my time. And recently, when I was astrally at night on board of several different starships with different sky people or star people, or however you want to call them, one of these visits, I was shown a body in stasis with a lion head. And when I stood in front of this stasis container, seeing the body with the lion head, just every cell in my body was kind of screaming, "That's me." And I got it. And I had no problem to integrate that. And now I know, because they told me, and I researched some of that stuff and found, oh, they told me the right thing. It was confirming, vice versa. So when I researched, I found that this earth was kind of seeded by a group of so-called seeders in the very beginning. They brought all the life forms here, starting with the elementals and the elements like fire, water, air, and earth elements. And I even had some QHHT clients who were just a fireball flying around on volcanic earth in the very beginning. So that's quite common. We have to go through all these stages, learning the lessons as a soul incarnated on first density or first dimension, second density, and so on. And now we're at 3 and moving over or melting with 4th, which is just kind of the whole way to 5th dimension. So they told me Earth was seeded, and the variety that of life forms that's here on Earth is nowhere else in the universe. Most planets only evolve one hominid species or maybe 2, and they don't have the variety of plants and animals. So this is kind of the colorful zoo of source. And they brought all these things here like a gardener, trying to plant them and looking what's growing and what's not adapting or what needs help and so on. So They said that the kind of, they call it the Adamic blueprint of the hominid shape, which can receive and carry higher consciousness. That was the whole goal, to create a being that's able to perceive the higher consciousness. So the Adamic blueprint was started in the Lyran star system, and there were kind of hominids with kind of cat features in their face, and there were also big cats walking on two paws. And there's even an archaeological fund in Germany, in one of the oldest Neanderthal or whatever caves. They found the figure of a lion man who was upright like a human on two legs, but he had the lion head. So you can find these kind of idols in nearly every early culture, and whatever archaeology tells us about that is probably not true. So they started this kind of five-pointed star shape, means a head, two arms, two legs, and a torso. That's the Adamic or humanoid blueprint. They started that in Lyra, and beside Lyra there was a planet which was inhabited by reptilians. And in the beginning they tried to trade with the Lyrans, who were a very peaceful society. And after a while the reptilians just started to attack the whole Lyra planet, because they couldn't get what they want by trading. So they thought, maybe we just take it, we go there and take it. And a lot of Lyrans were able to flee. They don't all had spaceships. They used some asteroids they hollowed out and used them as spaceship, installing technology and propulsion. So the asteroids are not all what we think they are, just a piece of rock. They are not. And in that information, they also told me, research the moon. The moon is not what you think. And I found out, well, the moon is hollow. And there are even ancient scriptures telling about a time before the moon appeared in the sky. So it was brought here. And the Lyrans spread around the universe. Many went to other star systems and mingled with that populations. A lot of them went to the Pleiadian star system. That's why there's a strong connection between Lyrans and Pleiadians. And now it all makes sense to me that I saw this lion head, because now I know a little bit more of the history. And nearly everybody with blue eyes, and especially with blue eyes and blonde hair, that's kind of the Pleiadian trait, because all of these groups not only seeded life on planet Earth, they also came to have their own little experiment in the whole grand experiment Earth. And there came also some who spoiled the experiment. And we are all hybrids, more or less, because we all have traits of kind of alien DNA, because all these different groups came in and did their own experimentation. That's why we have this kind of pedigree of humanity with Neanderthals and Denisovans and these and theirs. And the little Homo floresiensis, the kind of hobbit people they found in Asia somewhere. So there are a lot of branches of different humanoid developments, and not everyone made it. So that's the interesting history beside or behind all this Lionhead story. So, um, yeah, I want to leave you with that. Maybe I make another video just about my astral visits on ships. If you're interested, I already talked about some of that in some of my interviews at NLS, Next Level Soul podcast, Alex Ferrari, or at the Jeff Mara podcast. And I had some other interviews at less famous podcasts, but they were interesting as well. It was Robert Earl White, The Order of the Light, and I forgot the name, but I wrote it down in the in this information box here on my YouTube channel, where you can leave some information for your viewers. I'm still trying to learn about this whole internet and video business and what to do with this channel. And well, so you're in with that if you're watching. Bear with me, there's always something new coming, and they're giving me kind of inspirations what to talk about. But I'd like to know from you what you're interested in, so I can direct more of information to some special themes. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. Blessings, love, and light onto your soul path, dear souls. Bye.